You have got to hear what Nikki Bella just said about Rhea Ripley because generations are about to collide if this happens. Now, look, Nikki Bella, did she make the biggest mistake of her career by shooting on Rhea Ripley, or did she put over Mami? Well, the WWE Hall of Famer, she is back in the WWE universe. She's back in the ring. At the same time, Rhea Ripley, she is still an undeniable top women's star for the entire company, a dominant force unlike anyone from Nikki's era. I know, it's crazy. Look, Nikki Bella is someone who was a very important figure in her time of women's wrestling. But I also think that her legacy gets way too much credit for the progression of women's wrestling, the evolution of it, the revolution of it. She did a ton outside of the WWE in terms of reality shows and getting a different audience in with that realm. And she has carved out a very, very nice niche for herself. But I think if you compare her to today's era, they are night and day in terms of comparison. Rhea Ripley is someone who is not just a top star in WWE, she is a megastar. She is a top tier main event talent. It doesn't matter gender. It doesn't matter. She is that person who has taken the ball and run with it, right? She's done that. Now, Nikki Bella, she's obviously entered into a program with Liv Morgan ahead of Evolution 2, and she's been doing a lot of media rounds, right? She's never been shy about wanting to work with Rhea Ripley, and I mean, how could you blame her? However, she's now stating that if that actually does happen, she wants to be the heel on the equation, and I 100% agree. Now, WWE brought her back on the June 9th episode of Monday Night Raw as a babyface, right, to do the segment with Liv Morgan. More on that in a minute. Nikki did an interview with Sports Illustrated talking about how she still wants to work with Rhea, and this is what she had to say. I think that one for sure. When Liv came out like a fireball, I was like, oh crap, okay. We've got to see each other a little bit before Evolution, so I'm excited for that. I think one day it would be incredible to work with Rhea Ripley, and I've been saying this for the past 4 to 5 years. I would really love to do something with her. I don't want to be a good girl when I do it, which is very cringy when I say that out loud. I apologize if I caused you any unnecessary discomfort. Can we go away from good guy and bad guy or good girl and bad girl? Can we just say heels and baby faces? All right? Can we say hero or villain? That's all I ask. That's all I ask. Look, is this a money match? I would say so to a certain degree. All right. I love the fact that WWE is bringing Nikki in to work with Lip. Now, I don't love what they have planned if it actually turns out to be the case, which I anticipate it is. Okay. If you're talking about a money match, a drawing match, what can get people excited? What can get people talking? Nikki Bella versus Rhea Ripley would certainly do that, right? A lot of people, they're either nostalgic for Nikki, they're fans of Nikki, or they don't like Nikki. Well, you have Rhea Ripley, who is the most over women's star, I should say. Let me make this professional. Women's star in WWE. She's the most popular. She gets the biggest crowd reactions out of anyone. She is literally one of the most over stars in the entire company. And so if you pitch the idea of the people's champion and Rhea Ripley, which I would consider to be the case, and the nostalgia acts of Nikki Bella, well, that's quite a clash, right? Like that's an interesting dynamic that I would be interested in seeing, right? Would they go with the nostalgic WWE Hall of Famer, former Divas champion type booking with Nikki and actually have her go over Rhea? Or would they stand with the current, the present, and the future of Rhea Ripley? I think they would side with Rhea, right? That's an interesting match. I think there could be a lot of buildup, right? You could tell the story, especially as a heel Nikki Bella, of, if she can make the claims that, well, she paved the way for Rhea, that Rhea should thank her. But on the flip side, you have Rhea Ripley who go, no, you stand for everything that is wrong in this business. You stand for the past. You stand for those getting 4 minutes, those being suppressed by booking, not given opportunities, not being able to go out there and work like the men. That's what Rhea Ripley could stand for. And you could really have a very interesting dynamic type of generational clash that I think WWE could certainly sell some tickets on, right? Now, what they're doing with Nikki right now, I am not a fan of. Do I like the fact that they brought her back as a baby face? Not necessarily. I'm hoping that changes. I hope they pivot her towards being a heel. She prefers to be a heel. She's better off as a heel. Fans accept her better as a heel. We don't need to do a Bella Twins nostalgic run, but they're insisting on us doing that, right? Because Russell Votes previously reported that WWE had pitched the idea of doing Nikki and Brie reuniting as the Bella Twins, challenging Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez for the women's tag team titles, likely at Evolution 2 on July 13th. And by the time you hear this video, WWE easily could make that match official. I don't like that idea whatsoever. I think it takes away from Liv. I think it takes away from Raquel's accomplishments at the run as women's tag team champions. I'm okay if you want to do a Bella Twins reunion. That is fine. That is dandy. But they don't need to win the tag team titles because there's not a lot that comes out of this, right? Because let's say you have them win the tag team titles, then what? What are you going to do after that? They're going to defend it a few times. They're going to lose it. You're going to kill Libs and Raquel Rodriguez with momentum. They have nowhere to go. Are they going to later win it back? So the Bellas are going to hold it for a few months and then just drop it, and there's no real accomplishment. I don't see Brie Bella giving Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez a huge star power rub. I think Nikki working with Liv, and just whether it's a singles or a tag team match, okay, I guess she gives a little bit, but I don't think Liv becomes a bigger star after this program if she loses. I don't think she really becomes a bigger star if she wins either. I'm fine with the feud. I'm good with the feud. I just don't see a lot of positives in terms of if you want to beat Liv and Raquel, fine. But then, like, the titles have to be on the line. I'm okay if they lose. I'm not okay if they lose the tag team titles because I don't get a sense of why you would want to do that. What benefits them? Just like if you did a Nikki Bella and Rhea Ripley program, I would think, call me crazy, but I would think that Rhea would have to go over Nikki. I think it would actually be a mistake if you had Nikki go over Rhea Ripley, right? You have to build stars. You have to create new up-and-coming talent, and Rhea Ripley are going to be able to work with that younger up-and-coming talent. Nikki Bella is not necessarily. So I think that's where you have a issue.